No. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Now we won't be able to check for questions or anything.
Sudevi will be able to get on, no?
No, I can't even go on Facebook. It's just...
Hare Krishna. Is anyone there? There you are. So this is our last endeavor for today with another phone, and we'll see if it works.
Tell them the phone that we were using is no longer, so...
You'll be able to check the questions on this one. Sudevi.
I can't even get on.
You can get on this.
There, you're live, you're 9 people.
9. Jai.
Can you please explain what happened?
It is said that on Ekadashi day, the material energy becomes weaker. So the material energy is not working the same for us on this day, but bhakti energy becomes stronger. And bhakti, what is the root qualification for bhakti? The intense, greedy desire to have it. Now, I can't claim that we can give it, but all together we can cry for it. So, welcome again for the 4th time. This is a different phone. The other one only had only a few gigs, and it wasn't enough to manage Facebook live streaming. Hopefully this one will work out. So once again, we will begin with Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajana Anukul, page 216. Give a round of applause to Sudevi for the drumming. The room is cooler now, so hopefully it won't overheat. You know what that is?
Okay, go.
Shuddha Bhakata Charanarenu Bhajana
I think we're too loud.
Are we too loud? Is it really peaking a lot?
There's a couple messages saying that it's too loud.
Okay, we'll be softer.
Too low.
Different kinds of mics. Okay. What part is too loud? Is it the kartals, the drumming, the singing, the harmonium?
Don't point us out.
Jiva Pavana Prabhu says, no, not too loud.
Don't single us out here.
Is it the harmonium?
They're gonna turn us against each other.
I think it's time to close our eyes and to chant loudly Harinam Maha Mantra. The volume is fluctuating.
Which just means the mic is compressing the sound.
Hare
Is it working?
Yeah.
Still?
They said the demigods of Wi-Fi are granting us the boon of staying connected.
How many are there? I think demigods of Wi-Fi. There must be, right? There's a 33 million demigods. There's a demigod for like your eyelashes touching together. Demigods for everything. Okay. Is the sound quality okay, or is it too loud? Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Nama Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Namine Nama Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhuttade Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nangayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandava Pranam thousands of times into the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaja. And the same thousands of Dandava Pranam unto the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad, Astottara Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada, to all of our Rupanu Gaudiya Guru Varga, and my Dandava Pranam to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are participating with us today. My Dandava Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
So before we begin reading the book, we had some questions from the discussion yesterday, because we were speaking about the concept of Shiksha Guru, and certain things were said which were actually paraphrased quotes from our Gurudev and Guru Varga, but still it caused a little bit of commotion internally for some. And so we just wanted to clarify these doubts with more quotes from our acharyas. Hopefully it will pacify your hearts. Before I begin speaking about that, I would recommend that you read in a book called Pinnacle of Devotion. This is a book put out by GDP of lectures of our Srila Gurudev. And in that book, there's a section, one of the first chapters on Guru Tattva, Diksha Guru Tattva, and the next chapter is Shiksha Guru Tattva. So it's very full of all relevant information regarding Guru Tattva, how to call out to Guru. So I recommend that as homework reading. Yesterday, it was quoted here, and you can find the quote from Gurudev, that if someone is speaking against the teachings and conceptions of your Gurudev, you as a disciple, Do you have to
Is
start
it on?
over? Hare Krishna.
I think so. Yeah, we're back.
Okay, can you please tell me the last thing that you heard me say or that you can remember? Can you see Saraswati Thakur in the picture?
Kishori,
Yes?
it's okay.
Can you please just let me know the last thing that you heard me say?
They're just saying it's on.
Okay. So I was speaking about impotent eunuchs.
No, you were just finishing that point.
Okay, but I don't know what they heard.
Guru Tattva.
So Srila Gurudev was saying, he was calling us out of our weak position and encouraging us to become...
Shamdas says when someone speaks against your Guru.
Okay. He was calling us out from our weak position and encouraging us to become strong and bold to defend the conceptions of our Gurudev, our transcendental Gurudev. If we are endeavoring to do this, one, this would be a sign of our mamata, our possessive mood for our Gurudev, that you are mine, and that I have complete faith in you. So no matter what, not no matter what, as long as Guru is altogether good, this is what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada has explained. We are not blind. We should not be blind. Some people take that definition all the way to the extreme. Even if my guru is doing all sorts of nonsense activities, still I will never see it. I will never acknowledge it. And even if it's blatantly in the face of everyone, still he's completely transcendental and pure. This is stupidity. This is nonsense, and this is cultism. Cultish or cultism. To blindly follow a complete nonsense. This is not what is meant by transcendental guru. Transcendental guru, or who is qualified to accept disciples all over the world, they are able to control the urge to speak. They do not speak anything which does not relate to Krishna. Vacho vegam, manasa vegam. Their minds are controlled. They're only thinking about Krishna. Krodha vegam. They only use their anger in relation to serving Krishna. Jitva vegam. They control their tongue. They're not always trying to taste everything and enjoy everything of this material world. Udara vegam. They're able to control the urge to fill their belly. And upashta vegam. Because they're able to control all of these things, and because their hearts, their mind, their body, their senses, and everything is completely absorbed, 100% in serving Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, and they have no selfish self-interest whatsoever, only the interest of Krishna, then they are also able to completely control the sensual or sexual urges, the upashta vegam. Such a person is qualified to accept disciples all over the world. I just needed to clarify that. Not anyone doing anything, otherwise we have no foundation for any of our teachings in Shastra. It would just become a mockery. So now that we have an understanding of Guru Tattva, the same principle is applied to Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru. What is Shiksha Guru? Diksha Guru is known as Krishna Rup, the form of Krishna. Shiksha Guru is known as Krishna Svarup. It means Krishna's own form, or his mood, his nature. In essence, there's no difference between them. And Chaitanya Charitamrita says that to see a difference between the transcendental Diksha Guru and transcendental Shiksha Gurus, to see that there is a difference, this is aparad. It is aparad. It is an offense. Because they are two manifestations of the Lord of our heart. Chaitya Guru manifests externally to the senses of the jiva to help us in the form of Diksha and Shiksha Gurus. So then the question comes, if my Gurudev has taken over my heart, and most of us have had this experience, I have no room for anyone else in there. then how do I accept a Shiksha Guru? And why would I even want to? In fact, we all heard Gurudev say at one point, it is rare that your Diksha Guru can also be your Shiksha Guru. But he himself was giving instruction. He gave us mantra, he gave us instruction. We were able to stay with him for so long and hear so much. So he was simultaneously, he said it in his own words, our Diksha and Shiksha Guru. So then why do I need someone else after his disappearance? So while Gurudev was physically present, and even now, to some extent, according to the depth of our relationship and the depth of our bhakti, we can communicate. We can pray and answers will come, direction will come. But we cannot always depend on our minds, our hearts, and our intelligence to give us the proper direction. Because we are conditioned souls, Badha Jivas, we are prone to the 4 defects. What are they? Brahm, Pramada, Karanapatava, and Vipralipsa. Brahm means the tendency to come under illusion, to mistake what is real for what is unreal, and what is unreal for what is real. This is the tendency to come under illusion. Pramada, this also means to make mistakes. Karanapatava, our senses are imperfect. They can cheat us. And Vipralipsa, the tendency to cheat others. That means whatever illusion, mistakes, and imperfect senses has brought to me, I then pass it off as truth to the next person, even if it is false. Or I pass it off as false to the next person, even if it's true. Still it is cheating. Because of this, we require to be under guidance. And that is the plane or the realm of accepting Shiksha Guru into our life, or Shiksha Gurus. According to Shastra, we can only have one bona fide transcendental Diksha Guru. If the Diksha Guru is not bona fide and transcendental and is doing all kinds of nonsense activities and falls down, then according to Shastra, they must be given up and one must accept proper initiation from the proper source, a true transcendental Diksha Guru. But one cannot give up their transcendental Diksha Guru. This would be considered a great offense. And you won't be able to make progress on the path of bhakti.
Sudevi has a quick question.
Yes.
She says, what about like her? You're saying you can only have one Diksha Guru, but she got Gopal mantra from Gurudev when she was 12, but she didn't get the other mantras. So she'll have 2 Diksha Gurus?
Very good question. I will have to do research on that.
Ooh, Sudevi.
I know quite a few young persons who received initiation from Srila Gurudev and received Gopal mantra, but they didn't receive the other mantras, and then he disappeared. However, we have seen that Srila Gurudev did retell the mantras to some of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who forgot their mantras because they didn't chant them for 20 years or 30 years. But he never claimed that I am your Diksha Guru. I am retelling these mantras so that you can remember them and remember the lotus feet of your Gurudev. There's no harm in that. And what I would relate to the question that Subhadra just asked, because I know there are many persons who have the same and similar situation. Because the nature of Guru is not to claim anyone for themselves, and because the nature of Shiksha Guru, real Shiksha Guru, is only how to increase one's faith in one's Diksha Guru. If any future person comes along in her life, they wouldn't claim that role where she has given her heart. And they may tell her the other mantras so that she can increase her relationship with her Gurudev. The essential Diksha mantra in this case, even as we have seen with Gop Kumar, was Gopal mantra. That was the one mantra that he initially received from Jayanta, which we actually subsequently discovered was Srimad Narayan himself who came and told him that mantra. And then the other mantras are supportive of that. So there's Brahma Gayatri, then there's Guru mantra, Guru Gayatri, Gaura mantra, Gaura Gayatri. We just mentioned Gopal mantra. Then there's Kama Gayatri, and of course, Panchatattva Mahamantra and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. These are the mantras we are given at the time of receiving Diksha. I know, I feel very, very confident and strong within my heart. And I'm going to give an example. That if she were to have gone to, let's say, Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj, him knowing that she had received Harinam and Gopal Mantra from Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and dedicated her life to wanting to serve him, he wouldn't try to take that position, take over that position, or give himself equal status in that position, but he would try to encourage her in that relationship.
Chitra saying sound is too low. Do you want to, is yours turned up?
I don't know.
No.
That doesn't work.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, you might have to turn up your own sound because we don't have the facility to adjust that. I mean, I could put the speaker facing there. Is it better? Hare Krishna.
I mean, that's all.
Testing. 1, 2, 5. Hare Krishna. Begin. So, I know, I am confident that he wouldn't try to take the seat that is in her heart of her own Gurudev. That he would only try to encourage that relationship. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, when Shyamarani Didi approached him, what did she ask? Why should I give you my heart? And how did he respond? You shouldn't. She was like, what? I don't want it. He didn't want her heart. He just wanted to increase her faith in her Gurudev in the process of bhakti, to help her. Simply that. He didn't want to take that prime role. And naturally, her heart had to open to accommodate him. So the point I was making with Subhadra is that Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj may give her the mantras to help her increase her faith. And she would see him as Shiksha Guru. Her Diksha Guru is Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. According to Shastra, one must only have one Diksha Guru. So your Shiksha Guru can give you mantras. Why not? They will also give you bhajan shiksha. They will inspire you in the path of raga bhakti, rupa anuga bhakti, and give you so much help, bhajan shiksha, toward your ultimate goal. But they will not try to steal the position of your Diksha Guru in your heart. This is not Shiksha Guru. So, a question was once asked to our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I believe it was by Vrindavan Vilasini Didi. She said to Srila Gurudev, yes, I have so much affection for you, but my heart is full of my Gurudev. She said, also, my heart is with you, but how do I accommodate both? I have so much. My heart is so full of my Gurudev. And Gurudev said, your heart will have to expand. Your heart will have to expand. Not only for your Diksha Guru and your Shiksha Guru, but it will have to expand more to accommodate their Gurudevs. Our heart will have to expand more to accommodate Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj and his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Our heart will have to expand more to accommodate them. And all of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. But he's never alone. Where is he? He's eternally in Navadvip Dham. So our heart will have to expand to accommodate Navadvip Dham, Nityananda Prabhu, all of the eternal associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then it will have to expand more to accommodate whom Mahaprabhu is telling us to accommodate. Braje Radha Krishna Manasa Seva Koribe. To accommodate Radha and Krishna, but they are not alone. They are always with their transcendental associates. So our heart will have to expand even more.
Krishna has 10 lakh cows.
To accommodate Krishna. All of his gopis. How many gopis? I think we've heard somewhere 3 billion? How many cows does Krishna have? Nanda Baba. 9 lakhs. That's 900,000. Our heart will have to accommodate all of them. And 11 lakhs cows Vrishabhanu Maharaj has. It will have to accommodate all of them. All of Krishna's family members, all of his friends, all of Vrindavan will have to be accommodated. So our heart will have to expand to accommodate all of them. And this is beautifully reconciled by a very sweet statement that Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj stated. This here, this material world, is known as the land of exploitation. Everyone's trying to get something from someone else, take something, and it creates all kinds of problems. But that realm, the transcendental realm, he called the land of gurus. Everyone and everything there is perfectly situated in praying and serving the Lord. Therefore, all are our gurus. So yes, in the beginning, we have our one-pointed focus on our Gurudev, but we shouldn't be caught up only in the form. Because our Gurudev has also given Vani, the words, the teachings. And what does that Vani say? One of the most amazing gifts that Srila Gurudev gave me was this idea that I will never have to be alone. That there is always someone who can be there to help me. I'm so weak, I'm so small, I'm infinitesimal. Gurudev said that we are like a particle, and that particle could be covered by Maya at any moment. Therefore, we always must be in association. It's not that we will remove our Gurudev. No, Gurudev takes the prominent place in our heart. What is the function of all of the others? To increase my faith in my Gurudev. To the extent that someone increases my faith in my Gurudev, I will make an opening for them. Does that make sense? How often did we hear Gurudev say that if even a dog comes from the direction of the birthplace of my Gurudev, I will give honor to that dog? What to speak of someone who is actively encouraging me to go deeply into my relationship with Sri Guru? And naturally the heart will open, affection will be there. And we can accommodate that because the heart has the capacity to open. Our heart and our mind have to become Vrindavan. In what shape is Vrindavan? Vrindavane ramya sthana divya chintamani dham ratana mandira manohara. Vrindavan is like 1,000-petaled lotus, and it opens.
And it's quite crooked.
It opens more and more. Our heart will have to be like that to accommodate all of Krishna's pastimes. And then sometimes it will have to close again and then open again. Just like we see lotus flowers in this world. When the sun rises, they open. And then when the sun sets, they close again. Then the sun rises, they open. Sri Vrindavan is like that. Very special shape. And Vrindavan is always assisting Krishna in his divine pastimes. How is it that Krishna can be all the way in Dig and the next moment in Nanda Bhavan? It's miles and miles away. But if Vrindavan closes, see the two petals on opposite sides? They come together. It's only one step away. So in the same way, our hearts will have to open wide, like Vrindavan, like Navadvip Dham, to accommodate all of Krishna's transcendental associates, all of his parikar, his dham, every cow, every particle of dust, every plant, all are our gurus. Yes?
There's something to be said about we can have many, many shiksha gurus, but one will be prominent.
Yes.
And when we say that we need to be under guidance, just say like us right now, we don't particularly have a shiksha guru, a bhajan shiksha guru. How do you express that, call for that, and how do you recognize that person? Because I've seen the disciples of our Srila Prabhupada, and they would say to me, I don't see any difference between my Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. So how will we recognize that? How do we call that? And how do we not be so attached to only the external form of our Gurudev?
First, I would like to address this external form. For us, especially at this point, it is essential that we have attachment to the external form. Something must be there. It is that external form that we have developed a relationship with. It's not impersonal. It's a personal relationship with a person. And so we don't decry or deny the personal form of Gurudev. It is so essential for us, for our meditation, for our help, but we should also understand what Guru Tattva is. Who is that person? How are they serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How are they serving Radha and Krishna? Will that personality have the same exact form that we have seen in another universe where they are doing their seva? We all would hope so. I asked a question once to a highly placed member in a particular society. It was actually a GBC member. I asked the question. If Srila Prabhupada came back, the same Srila Prabhupada, from outside of your society, and was preaching exactly the same, but he looked different, would you accept him? He thought about it for a minute, and then he gave an honest answer. He said, in all honesty, probably not. That answer, although it was honest, it hurt my heart a lot. Because it means that although he was highly placed, he would not recognize his guru if his guru were to stand in front of him and preach the same to him, just because he looked different. So we should pray to be able to recognize our guru wherever and however he may appear. As one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada when he said, one day when I leave you will have to accept Shiksha. And he said, how? And Prabhupada said, listen for me everywhere. And the devotee responded to Prabhupada, even in the bark of a dog? And Prabhupada said, yes. We should listen for our Gurudev. Where can I find my Gurudev? Who is manifesting my Gurudev to me and increasing my faith in my Gurudev? Where is that coming from? We should listen carefully. And hopefully, if we're sincere, this is the most important point. If we're really sincere, then Guru and Krishna will make all arrangements for us. That is their business. And our business is to be sincere and to cry for mercy. We can't think that, okay, I was with my Gurudev for some years, and then my Gurudev left, so now I don't need any more help. Now, Sudevi asked the question, what about us? We're currently in a situation where we are not directly under the physical guidance of Srila Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, or Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj, or Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. We're not under their physical guidance. So Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, our Param Gurudev, he stated that in the absence of physical sadhu sangha, one must take shelter of shastriya sadhu sangha, means the scriptural sadhu sangha. But when the opportunity for physical sadhu sangha of a Mahabhagavat Vaisnava presents itself, then we must run there and drink that nectar. And by their presence, they will reconcile all things which we may not have been able to reconcile on our own through our own reading. So, this is also essential. One thing is, sometimes people pressure. Oh, your Gurudev left, now you need Shiksha Guru, immediately. It's not like that. Some time is necessary for us to process, for us to cry, for us to pray. If we don't give ourselves any time like that, then how do we know that who we are taking shelter of was the decision of our minds or our intelligence, or was the choice of Krishna? Or the choice of someone else? Just because someone else says, oh, you have to come here, this is the transcendental person, it might not be the person for you or me. Who is meant for me is who Krishna is sending for me according to my necessity. And my necessity is met due to my tears and my sincerity. If I'm crying and weeping for help, please be merciful to me. Please help me. I'm so weak. Even though my Gurudev spoke so many things for so many years, still I'm as dense as a brick. I need help. I'm still not following. I'm still not able to pick up my mala. I'm still not able to really dive deep into his instructions. I'm so weak. And instead of doing the activities of bhakti, I do all kinds of activities which further my bondage in the material world. I need help. I need help. We can cry to our Gurudev. We know him. We have met him. Look at my situation. I don't even want help. I'm afraid of help. Because I'm afraid of what will happen to me. I'm afraid of giving up my attachments and my comfort zone. I'm afraid of giving up my material balance. We call it a balance. It's not really a balance. It's just called being in Maya. I'm afraid of giving up everything that I know. But Gurudev said, one day, you will have to.
We will all have to take sannyas.
One day we will all have to take sannyas. When we went with him to Keshighat in 1996, there he had Krishnadas sing a very beautiful bhajan. Bandhu sange jaditava ranga parihas. That bhajan is saying, and Gurudev was telling us this definition. Oh my friends, if you want to maintain your worldly friendships and connections in this world, your great deep attachments, ranga parihas, or these days, what is known as BFF, your best friend forever, who you can share anything with, who comes into your house, jumps on your bed, hangs out with you, and you can tell all of your deepest secrets to. If you want to maintain those kinds of relationships in this world, whatever you do not come to Vrindavan. Gurudev was laughing, smiling, and we thought, oh, he's so cute. And then he said, and if by some great misfortune you come to Vrindavan, whatever you do not go to Keshighat. We were already there, and we were laughing even more. And then we noticed Gurudev laughing more than us. And then he said, and if by some great misfortune you happen to come to this place, whatever you do not look upon the face of Govindaji. Everything will be finished. Everything will be ruined. And guess what? That was the next place he brought us. And then he added one more thing. Oh, and one more thing. Be careful for that person wearing saffron who's carrying Bhagavatam under his arm. He will speak so many nice things, but he will cheat you from everything. And at that time, when you lose everything, all of those material things that you valued so much, at that time, he said, don't blame me. I warned you. Don't blame me. So what is this really? It is reverse psychology. Whatever you do, you should come to Vrindavan. And if you come to Vrindavan, definitely go to Keshighat. And if you go there, whatever you do, you should look upon the face of Govinda. But what will be the result? You will lose all attraction and attachment to everything else because your heart will be stolen by that beautiful Govinda, who is standing there in threefold bending form, Shyamasundar, with his flute so gracefully placed on his lips, his nails glowing like millions of moons shining up his face, who's looking so beautiful in the moonlight. Is he stealing your heart, your soul, your mind, and everything? Man manabhav. Yes, you should come. You should give your heart. Let him steal your heart. Don't try to keep it locked away. At least allow him to come in a little bit. So Srila Gurudev and our Vaishnava Acharyas, their function is how to help us to unlock that heart so that Krishna can come and steal it. That's their function. By telling us about Krishna's sweetness, how beautiful, how his names are sweet, how his pastimes are sweet, how everything is sweet about Krishna, that our hearts would want to become attracted to him. And if someone's heart is attracted to Krishna, if we take even one step toward him, he will become very eager and take 1,000 steps toward us. Especially if our heart is going toward him on Ekadashi. If we're moving toward Krishna, he wants us also, but he won't force us. So I want to bring us back to the subject of Guru Tattva. The subject of Guru Tattva. It is not that we need to replace our Gurudev, but we should not deny the teachings of our Gurudev just because we're attached to the form of our Gurudev. We need to make room for the Vani of our Gurudev as well as the form of our Gurudev. And what is that Vani? You must always be under guidance. If we are sincere and we're crying out, it may be that there's not physical guidance immediately, but if that sincerity is there, then the guidance will manifest, and we will recognize that guidance. And it might be that we develop the same or even more attachment to that guide than we did to our Gurudev. It may be. We cannot help what happens with our heart. But if we stop our heart from accepting the tattva of Guru, the tattva of Shiksha Guru, then we're only blocking our own progress on the path of bhakti. So how do we accommodate? How do we call out? I was making the point before, if we don't give ourselves the time to cry, Srila Gurudev speaks about this on the disappearance day of his Gurudev. He said the sole purpose of the disappearance of Sri Guru is to increase our desperate longing and our crying out. And what will happen as a result of that? If we're crying out in separation from a transcendental personality who is the manifestation of Krishna, then Krishna will be bound to come and manifest before us again in any way. And you would be amazed at how many times Krishna can do that in the form of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas. In my life, I would say, and I'm going to refer to them as Mahabhagavat, pure Vaishnavas, because I have faith in my Gurudev and his vision of them. Who have I seen in my life? When I was young, I met Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada many times and got cookies from his hand, Sudevi as well. After that, I have seen and heard from Srila Govinda Maharaj. I knew he was special, but I didn't know how special until after I came to my Gurudev. He had us worshipping him, glorifying him. We're reading from him, receiving so much inspiration. I met Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Maharaj. I offered pranam to Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. I met and received initiation and shelter from Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I met Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj, who gave me so much affection. Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj, who gave me so much affection and so much Harikatha. And I'm looking at this lineup of amazing personalities, and I know there's more. I'm looking at this lineup going, oh my God. In this one short life, I have somehow received the darshan and the blessings of all of these personalities? That's like unprecedented. The point I'm making is that if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. We can meet with such personalities, and they can help us. And we shouldn't deny that help. We can make room for help. And what will that help do? It will only increase our appreciation, our affection, our love, our dependence, our surrender, our nishta in the lotus feet of our Gurudev. How beautiful is that? So there is room for all of them. Gurudev's form and his Vani. Vani manifests physically also in the form of Shiksha Gurus. Now there can be many Shiksha Gurus, but eventually one who is very close to our heart, very special, very near and dear, may manifest in our life as prominent. And that person would be known as our Bhajan Shiksha Guru, who we will be able to reveal our hearts to, like our best friend. Gurudev said that Diksha Guru we might have a little bit of awe and reverence for, so we might not be able to just tell everything. But the Shiksha Guru will say, how are you? And then you will tell, oh, I'm attached to this girl, and then she wasn't interested in me, my heart is broken. And the Shiksha Guru will, oh, that's okay, you'll be all right, like this. So he can respond to us in a very intimate, personal way, which will melt our hearts even more and allow us to open our hearts. And when our hearts are opening, what does he have in his heart? Krishna. So he can only reciprocate with what he has in his heart. Our hearts are opening in softness toward this Vaishnava, and this Vaishnava will give us Krishna Bhakti Rasa in response, in reciprocation. This is Bhajan Shiksha Guru. So one will be prominent. It's not that others are not valuable. They're all valuable, but one will take a place of prominence. This Bhajan Shiksha Guru. And if that person happens to disappear from this world, and we are sincere and weeping and crying, then another Bhajan Shiksha Guru will manifest in our life.
You didn't exactly give the definition of Bhajan Shiksha. You gave the intimacy part, but Bhajan Shiksha.
Okay. Thank you for that. Bhajan means all of the practices that one undertakes to attain perfection. All of the processes of bhakti, but especially those that go much more deep into the sadhana that we are specifically doing to awaken our particular service to the particular form of our eternal love and affection. All of those practices. This is known as bhajan. When I was younger, bhajan meant going to the temple and singing a song and playing the harmonium. But no, we understand that that is part of the bhajan of our acharyas. They have manifested their own bhajan, written it down for our benefit, so we can take advantage of their bhajan and include it into our bhajan. The practice of bhakti, all of the practices of bhakti, sadhu sangha nam kirtan bhagavat shravan mathurava shrimurta shranthaya sevan, all of those aspects of bhakti which bring us toward our goal, and specifically the depth of relationship with Harinam Prabhu, how we are calling out to Harinam Prabhu, how we are visualizing ourselves in our service to Harinam Prabhu, to Sachinandan Gaura Hari in Sri Navadip Dham, and to Sri Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. This is all part of bhajan as one is progressing and increasing on the path. So who gives instructions? Shiksha. Who gives instructions how to go more and more deeply into awakening that eternal relationship of love and affection with our particular Ishtadev? That is our Bhajan Shiksha Guru.
And also some Vaishnavas, it took them 20 some odd years to find their Bhajan Shiksha Guru.
Yes.
So it's not something that is haphazardly done. Oh, you're next, you're next.
Did you all hear that? Guru is not just a gumdrop in a gumball machine. Not something you put 25 cents and turn the knob and some candy comes out. This is not Guru. Guru is, Srila Gurudev said, Guru is the heaviest substance. More heavy than Krishna himself. Why? If you take something and you condense it, it becomes more weighty. Guru means heavy. Guru means heavy. So if you take oxygen, for example, and you compress it, it turns into liquid and you have to keep it in a container. That liquid oxygen, maybe you cannot light the air on fire, but that liquid oxygen takes rockets into space, and if you light it on fire, it has explosive power. In the same way, Guru is the condensed form of the mercy of Krishna. Krishna Kripa Shri Murti. And this Guru Tattva is the same whether Guru is in the form of Diksha or Shiksha. Guru Tattva is the same. How do you call Guru into your life? Whether Diksha or Shiksha. Weeping and praying and crying in extreme anguish for utter relief from this material existence, this blazing forest fire that we are consumed within. Begging for help. Calling out to Krishna, please help me, be merciful to me. Look at my situation. I'm so weak, I don't even have desire to love you or serve you. I just want to continue my rotation in this samsara, burning again and again and again, continuously. I need help. I need powerful help. Please be merciful to me. Then Krishna's mercy will manifest in the form of Diksha Guru and Shiksha Gurus according to our necessity. So the point I was making before is the Vani or the teachings of Sri Guru, the Vani or the teachings of Gurudev. He says that we should never be hopeless and that we should cry and pray for help. And that help will manifest in the form, if we've already received Diksha Guru, then it will manifest in the form of Shiksha Guru. When? That is not up to us. We're only beggars for mercy. And this is something that really needs to be understood. The most amazing, important instruction that Rupa Goswami gives for us on the path of bhakti. In the 3rd verse, Utsaha Nishchaya Dharyat. We must maintain our enthusiasm. We must maintain our determination. And we must maintain patience. I am a beggar. Beggars cannot demand. Beggars can only cry and pray. And to the extent that our crying and our praying melts the heart of those we are begging from, to that extent we can hope for reciprocation. How desperate am I? How intense is my prayer? How intense is my crying? That they will notice. Please see me. Please notice me. Hare Krishna. Look at my situation. I'm in a desperate situation. You know, you've seen beggars on the side of the road. Sometimes they have some notice, I need some money for a beer. And people think it's cute and they might throw something in there. But they're not really sincere, they're wasting their money. Or people come, I want money for a burger. Hare Krishna. And you don't give them money, right? But if someone is there, maybe they have a baby with them, they're crying and falling at your feet and begging, saying, I'm starving, please help me. Weeping and weeping. Anyone with a remote, soft heart in their heart would melt and they would want to give help. But it is also according to that depth of sincerity. It's according to the depth of sincerity. So if someone is begging like that, naturally the heart would melt and you would want to help them. And you might give them more than 25 cents or 50 cents. You might give them $10 or $100 because you see this person really seems sincere. Let me try to help them. They seem desperate, really, truly desperate. Let me help them. Is everything okay?
It's fine.
Okay. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada explains that Krishna is not a laborer in our garden. That we can snap our fingers at any time and our servant has to come running to us. Rather, we should understand that we are the servants of Krishna. We are the beggars. We require mercy. And when Krishna chooses to show his mercy is entirely up to him. That is according to his free will. When he chooses to give his mercy is up to him. We cannot demand that he gives it at this moment. So in the meantime, what do we do? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada explains that in the meantime, we make the endeavor to prepare ourselves to receive that mercy. If we are making a sincere endeavor, they will notice, oh, they're making that preparation. Srila Prabhupada said we should try to be in such a way that Krishna will want to see us. Like Gurudev said, we cannot actually see the form of the Lord with our material eyes. Not really. We think we can, but not really. He said, rather when we're standing in front of Thakurji, we should pray. I cannot see you with my material eyes. I see you as metal and stone or something for my enjoyment. Please grant me darshan of yourself. We should pray in that way. So in the same way, we can prepare our hearts, we can prepare ourselves to receive that mercy. And when that mercy comes, we will know. But until that time, we must continue. So we must continue chanting, associating with Vaishnavas who will help us to maintain our strength and to continue praying. And if we're not strong enough to cry out on our own, then we can beg others, let's cry together. Maybe all together they will hear us. Maybe my voice is not strong enough. Maybe we can get 10 or 20 or 100 or 1,000 together and loudly call out the holy names of the Lord. Srila Govinda Maharaja said, the sound of the soul crying to Krishna for mercy is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So are you done with this point?
Yes.
Okay.
For now.
So Vana,
Yes.
Vanamali, she had one question today. And her question was, why is it if we haven't fallen from Vaikuntha, you're reading Going Beyond Vaikuntha,
Yes.
well, in 30 years' time. So her question was, why did Srila Prabhupada call the children Vaikuntha children? Or she also wrote, my phone died, but it was something to the effect of being demigods or something like that have come to take birth in the families of devotees. Something to that effect, but especially Vaikuntha children, if we have not fallen from Vaikuntha.
Why did Srila Prabhupada call those children Vaikuntha children? And also, we've heard that previously they were demigods. People used to look at us and go, you were demigods in your last life. We had to grow out of that. People used to actually promote that to us. So, why would Srila Prabhupada say Vaikuntha children if we have not actually fallen from Vaikuntha? Because of the potential. When Srila Prabhupada would see the devotees chanting Hare Krishna, dressed as devotees, wearing tilak, doing kirtan, which is the constitutional nature of the soul, he would remark how beautiful everyone is, and that you look like you're all denizens of Vaikuntha. It means the transcendental realm. Those children who were born into the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, to these Vaikuntha parents, Prabhupada referred to as Vaikuntha children. They were also wearing tilak from the beginning of their lives, going to Mangalarti, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, only taking prasad, meeting with, receiving Mahaprasad, receiving blessings and hearing from the pure devotee. What kind of potential is this? And also, he felt that they were like denizens of Vaikuntha, Vaikuntha children, and the potential to manifest, not only to awaken the mood of perfection within the heart, but also to manifest Vaikuntha here, was or is so great if everything would have gone according to the plan. Srila Prabhupada was so concerned that the children would be raised in such a way that they would have and maintain attraction for Krishna and the process of bhakti, that they shouldn't be forced to such an extent that they would reject everything. Prabhupada was very concerned, and he made so many comments about this. So, when someone is called a Vaikuntha child, it doesn't mean that they have fallen from Vaikuntha, or even that they're going to Vaikuntha in this life, or that they are actually of Vaikuntha right now. But it makes the feeling when you see everyone chanting Hare Krishna, this is the activity of Vaikuntha. He actually, Prabhupada also said about his disciples, because they were 100% engaged in serving the mission of Mahaprabhu, serving his mission, chanting Harinam and spreading Krishna consciousness. He actually mentioned that they are all pure devotees. So from one perspective you can say, well, this is like an encouragement for children. But in the other case, we can say that this is also the potential. The potential is there. And every single one of us, we are all Vaikuntha children. Because Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of everything and everyone in all existence. That means that is our right, our birthright. To love and serve Krishna. Jivera Surupahoy Krishner Nityadas. The Vedas say, O children of nectar, you were born of nectar. You are made of nectar. And you are only meant to taste nectar. Nothing else. So don't be satisfied by anything else. Don't be satisfied by anything else. Only by nectar. And what is that nectar? It cannot but be. That is your birthright. It is everything for you. So, search for the source of all nectar. Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Literally, that's the term, the Sanskrit term for the source or the form of all nectar. Search for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. So in terms of this Vaikuntha, yes, we are meant for that. We should somehow encourage everyone we come in contact with to awaken that. And we ourselves should also endeavor for that. Really, to serve that nectar and to drown in the ocean of that nectar. That is Krishna Bhakti Rasa.
In Srimad Bhagavatam it does say also that because of Kali Yuga being so easy to reach perfection, that demigods are waiting to take birth in this yuga. And in some places it says to distract those who owe them debts to attain perfection.
So coming to the point of demigods, we have all been demigods thousands and millions of times over. This is part of the cycle of samsara. Demigods are also within the material world. And they also have to die.
Universe.
Within the material world. The material world means the universe. They're also within the material world. Even Lord Brahma is within the material world. And he also only lives 100 of his years, which, let's put it in perspective, is one of his seconds is 100,000 of our years. Need water? Thank you. Dust. Demigods. Do you know how they die?
Their garlands dry and they disappear.
They just going along like normal. Everything is wonderful and beautiful. They're enjoying like anything. And then suddenly their garland dries up. And everyone looks at them and goes, uh-oh. And then the garland falls off. And they disappear at that moment. Finished. Brahma Bhuvanaloka Punar Avartinojana, from the highest planet in the material world, Brahmalok, down to the lowest. Krishna says all are places of misery because they're places of death. Everyone has to be born and die. So it's also not a transcendental eternal position. We have gone through samsara. Gurudev explained we have done everything that there is to be done millions of times over.
And have committed every sin.
There is not one sin that we have not committed millions of times over. And let me add to that. He said if you could remember even 10 lifetimes of what is due to you, you would die of sheer fright.
Thank God clapping your hands in front of the deities changes your karma.
So Krishna mercifully doesn't allow us to remember that many lifetimes so that we can be peaceful in this one lifetime and utilize this human form of life to endeavor for perfection, because that is the value of this human form of life. Simply by clapping in front of Thakurji, dancing in front of the deity, chanting the holy name, the lines on your hands, it is said in Shastra, change. Maybe you don't see the physical change, but the internal change takes place. It means that you cannot determine everything by just looking at the lines on your hands or your astrology chart, because if you've done anything favorable for bhakti, all of that changes. And you cannot tell, according to material methods, what is happening on the transcendental level. So, we have all been demigods. It is said that demigods may take birth in the families of devotees. Even in this Kali Yuga, it is said that they're waiting to take birth in families of devotees to take, or even to take birth on this planet Earth, to take advantage of the opportunity which is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most easiest and sublime process to attain perfection. Kalir doshani jay rajan astikeko mahadguna kirtanareva krishnasya mukta sangha paramrajet. O king, although Kali Yuga is an ocean of faults, Kalir dosha nijay rajan astihyeko mahadguna, still it has one amazing quality. Kirtanareva krishnasya, simply by doing kirtan of the names, forms, qualities and pastimes of Krishna. Kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha parambrajet, one can attain to the supreme destination. So simple, so easy. How beautiful and powerful. That is why this Kali Yuga is known as Dhanya Kali Yuga, the most merciful, the most fortunate and blessed Kali Yuga. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, all of our Guru Varga have appeared, and they have given us this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by which we can easily awaken our eternal relationship in love and affection with Krishna. So, Srimad Bhagavatam also states that so many have so many debts to the demigods. Part of Varnashram Dharma is to repay your debts to the demigods. That's different than Daivi Varnashram Dharma, which worships Vishnu as the center or Krishna as the center, by which everything else is automatically taken care of. That is the definition of Shraddha. Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Kohe Sudevi Nishchoy Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Kritahoy. Many devotees confuse Daivi Varnashram with general Varnashram. Daivi means transcendental. Means what is the focus? The focus is service to Krishna. But other Varnashram, it might not be that. Varna means Brahmachari Grihastha Vanaprastha Sannyas. Ashram means, Varna means Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Ashram means Brahmachari Grihastha Vanaprastha Sannyas. So these might not even have anything to do with Krishna. So that kind of Varnashram is not necessarily transcendental or pure and won't be able to awaken Krishna Bhakti within the heart. But Daivi Varnashram, yes. So it is said that these demigods, we owe so much to them. As we started today, 33 million demigods. The one who's responsible for blinking your eye when dust is coming. Or for your taste buds. Or for, how you feel with this finger. Or how your hair is growing. Whatever. There's 33 million of them, and we're indebted to them for millions of lifetimes. And how do they thrive and survive? By the worship of the humans who acknowledge them and serve them. So by that service in faith, they eat that, or they take that faith, and that's how they thrive and survive. That's why Indra became really, really upset when Krishna stopped the Indra Puja, and he told the Vrajavasis, why are you going to worship him? Rain is falling on the ocean and on the land. This is according to one's karma. He was preaching karma mimamsa philosophy. And then he told, why don't we just worship Govardhan instead? He's providing everything for us. And the Brajavasis were like, you're right. Let's worship Govardhan instead. So instead of worshiping Indra, they took all of the preparations and went and worshipped Giriraj. Giriraj took everything, accepted all of their offerings, and then when Krishna begged him, we have nothing left to give, please be merciful, please be satisfied. Then Giriraj Maharaj manifested this amazing form,
He said to everyone, Triptosmi, I am satisfied, and then remanifested everything, all of the prasadam for hundreds and thousands of Brajavasis, who all relished this Mahaprasad, and they began singing and dancing carefree, doing Govardhan Parikrama. This was the first Anukut Mahamahotsava. So, Indra became so angry. Why? Because he thought, this is a bad precedent being set. That little boy just convinced all of these people to stop worshipping me. What happens when the next village hears about it, and the next one, and the next one? Then they'll all stop worshipping. Then what will happen to us? So he said, I must teach them a lesson so that no one else does the same thing. Hence, he decided to destroy Vrindavan and all of its inhabitants. And then, of course, the beautiful Govardhan Lila manifested, and Indra was taught a very, very powerful lesson. Krishna warned him, don't ever do anything like this ever again, or else. Indra was like, it's a very powerful warning Krishna gave him. So it is said that demigods also take birth in the families of devotees, because devotees, and these would be jealous demigods apparently, not the ones who want to take shelter of the name of Krishna, but those who are saying, hey, how come you have not repaid me for what you owe me? Now you're giving your faith, your love, and everything to Krishna, to Krishna's name, but you have not repaid me. So it is said that they may take birth in the families of devotees to distract us from our one-pointed bhajan to Krishna. Any parent may understand this concept. How much energy and time may be distracted from serving Krishna toward the child. And we can make so many excuses, but we also know, is it one-pointed to Krishna? It might be helpful in learning mood of surrender, but it might be that they've come into our lives to create a situation.
Or they might be raising Vaishnavas.
Or they might be coming into your life so that you can give them an opportunity to remember Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes, to surrender to pure devotees. Like Srila Prabhupada said, the test of all of their teaching, all of their learning, is that when they see a sadhu, they will fall flat like a stick at his feet. This is the test of all of the teaching of the children, Prabhupada said. So, yes, how should we see it? If anyone comes into our life like a demigod in the form of a child, we should give that opportunity to that jiva to remember Krishna, to remember his names, forms, qualities, and pastimes. Otherwise, according to Shastra, we are not a parent. We're not qualified to be in that position. So how can we make ourselves qualified? By saving our dependents from the path which leads to death, by giving them the process by which they can have eternal life, drowning in nectar for all time. So, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Pan Guru Varga ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you for your beautiful questions. They are all related to this book.
And thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, and thank you for remaining with us despite all of the internet failures which already came. We really appreciate that you're present with us and that you stayed with us through that. The subjects that we're discussing, because this book actually takes us through a trip through the entire creation and back again. So all of these points we're discussing are essential for us to be able to really go deep into the subject matters of this book, because Guru Tattva is a very prominent subject within this, and also what opportunity we have due to our birth. So we will continue with
Birth or?
Through our birth, human form.
Acha.
Most rare opportunity to actually endeavor for perfection, and that can only be had in the human form, not from the demigod form. That's why they're waiting to take birth in this Kali Yuga, to take advantage, because they're enjoying too much. They have too many disqualifications. Their birth, their high birth, their wealth, their education, and their bodily beauty creates too much pride, which makes them, in a sense, unqualified for developing the mood of Trinadapi Sunich, feeling oneself lower than a straw, being more tolerant than a tree, giving all respect to others and expecting none for oneself. But that is what is required for us to always take shelter of the holy names constantly. Trinadapi sunichena, karorapi sahishnana, amanina amanadena, kirtaniya sadahari. So we want to always take shelter of the process of calling out and serving the holy names of the Lord in the form of Mahamantra. So the demigods also take birth in this world for that purpose. So it might be that your children were demigods who are just desperate for this process. So give them that opportunity. You'll really be doing them a favor. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
For being with us today, for bearing with us today, well, at least with the demigods of the internet, for bearing with them. And they have come in this world to distract us sometimes. And just really, we sincerely appreciate that you are giving us this opportunity for remembering the instructions of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga, that you are asking these beautiful and deep questions and causing us to search deeply within the records of our heart from what we have heard from our Gurudev and Guru Varga. So thank you so much, and we look forward to being with you tomorrow. Hopefully we won't have the same kinds of difficulties.
Now we know what fun word.
Yes. So, Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Dhanavad Pranam, Hare Krishna.